Welcome back to It Resolves, where we play a new deck every single day. Today's deck is Selesnya Enchantments. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I hope that you are excited, and hopefully as excited as I am, for the Brothers War pre-release this weekend. It's going to be a really good time. I hope you guys have the opportunity to go. We released a video yesterday on 5 things you should know before you go to the Brothers War pre-release. Understanding that those are just some suggestions, but hopefully they make your time there a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable. Highly recommend going and checking that out if you have not already. We'd really appreciate it, but not only that, of course, hopefully it gives you something to take away that you can learn a little bit more and hopefully enjoy that event. It's going to be a great time. This is going to be a really awesome set. I do anticipate doing some openings and things like that this weekend, so do stay tuned for those as well. But let's talk about today's deck, guys. As some of you know, we have been talking about doing meta decks this week in lieu of some more creative builds. And part of that is because I want to see where the meta is before we jump into the brand new set, right? That's going to change things around. That's going to be doing some other things. And so I want to make sure we have a good understanding of what the meta is like before we go and shift it. So with that in mind, today we are looking at Selesnya Enchantments, which is obviously a deck that's been around for quite some time and different variations. Usually Selesnya is kind of the base build. There's obviously been some Naya builds around it. There's even some other token builds that we've actually done fairly recently that are kind of based loosely off of this idea as well. But the idea is very simple, right? We want to get a Jukai Naturalist down, which is going to cheapen up all of our enchantments. We want to get Weaver of Harmony, which will allow us to double trigger a lot of our enchantments. We've got some removal in the form of Circle of Confinement and Borrowed Time for some enchantment removal. And then sitting at the top end, we've got Hollowed Haunting, which can really capitalize on every single enchantment that we play, along with, of course, Catilda, which gets more and more powerful the more spirits and enchantments we have on the field. So some very powerful spells here. Obviously, Commune with the Spirits is a great way to kind of dig into the deck. Spirited Companions, same thing. And then the Restoration, giving us that land, spreading out our board a little bit, and then Wedding Announcement, kind of doing the same thing, powering up our board in the long run, or giving us card draw or a token. So pretty straightforward list. This one is just straight taken from Aether Hub's tier 1 list, and for good reason. I think this is a very powerful version of the deck, so we're gonna run into it. We're gonna see how we do. We're gonna have some fun with this one today, guys. I think you know, the play patterns here are relatively straightforward for the most part. Of course, there will be decisions. We'll do the best we can as we get through it. Hopefully it'll be a good time. So let's do it, guys. Let's jump into game 1. Let's have some fun. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 1. Probably one of the best starts we could have. We've got the turn 1 Commune into the Naturalist with that Weaver of Harmony. Just a really easy starting place for this deck. Again, this is a deck we have looked at before, not necessarily in this capacity, but it is worth noting that this is really a relook at some similar decks that we've seen in the past. I'm actually going to take the Wedding Announcement here. This gives us a lot more of a long-term benefit, allowing us to draw some cards, hopefully pump up the board. So we'll see what the opponent is up to. It looks as though they are Rakdos. Could be an artifact-focused deck. This could be a difficult matchup, depending on how things go. With that in mind, I'm actually going to go Weaver here. Bit of an odd play potentially, but I do anticipate them removing this right away, and I'd rather keep that Naturalist around if we can. So I think that was probably just the safest play, quote unquote. But next turn we can Jukai Naturalist plus Weaver, or Jukai Naturalist plus Commune if we would like, just to kind of refill the hand a little bit. We've got plenty of pressure and power at the moment, so I'm not overly concerned about that, but it is worth noting that we could. All right. Let's play the Naturalist. Let's go ahead and play the Weaver as well. So now, at the very least, we are going to require them to have 2 removal spells here, which is probably not unheard of for what looks to be a Grixis deck, but it is something that we're going to force them to use. So we'll see what they do. Okay. I don't think we take that block. And if they use that treasure to remove the Weaver, it's annoying, but not the end of the world. Looks like they're not going to be, which is great. Let's go ahead and take the opportunity to get that Hollowed Haunting down. I think I will attack in here. I don't anticipate blocking with the Weaver of Harmony. That's kind of a crucial card for us, and that will allow us to double trigger on the Hollowed Haunting if we so choose. So we'll see what we can do here. Worth noting, given that they are Grixis, I do anticipate them having some number of like Fading Hopes, things like that. And so we are going to have to be concerned about just them bouncing tokens as a way of removing them. But it looks like they're a little stuck on mana. Now the Goblin here is obviously helping them quite a bit, but that does seem to be an issue. So that's beneficial-ish, right? Helpful. All right, let's see what they are going to do. Corpse Appraiser, sure. Great card for sure. Get a card out of our graveyard, fair enough. That's very solid. All right, cool. Really just hope they didn't draw a land, honestly. They did, that's fine. At least it's a caves, they can't do too much about that yet. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Double activate here, get a couple of those down. That's always good. Technically, we messed up there. We probably should have played the land, then used the commune. So that was a bit of a mistake on our end, but it should be okay. Next turn, we should be able to play restoration and commune if we need to. All right. Okay. That's not the end of the world actually for us at this point. We can kind of start to trade off our resources a bit here. They're gonna copy this, allowing them to probably just straight up remove some things if they'd like. Yeah. Okay. So if they attack in, I actually do think we take the 2-for-1 potentially on the Goblin token. Trying to think if that's the best play. I think that's fine, actually. We don't really want them creating just tons of infinite mana here. And so trading that off seems important since they can, of course, copy it. All right. Land is good. All right, so we'll play land. Let's go ahead and commune first here, just to see what we find. Another Hollowed Haunting is quite good. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just play the other Hollowed Haunting, right? I don't really see a big reason not to. We're not in a great position at the moment, but we are starting to build up our resources enough here where like this restoration is going to create 2 creatures for the price of 1 card. So that's certainly helpful. We'll start to buff up our creatures as well with that wedding announcement. So, okay. So we will probably then lose something here. Is it the wedding announcement? I think so. As much as I really like that wedding announcement, I don't think we need to overthink it. The Hollowed Hauntings are certainly the best cards for us, I think, right now. Yep, so I assume, again, they're probably just going to get rid of the Spirit token, or I guess technically they can just attack in. I would have maybe considered that as an option and then let us block, but either way, they certainly get a lot of value out of that. Land is not what we want here at all. But we at the very least will get a couple creatures down. I think we probably just lose at this point though. Given that land draw, that was pretty bad for us, honestly. I don't know that we could have gotten a worse draw, honestly. And a Shieldred. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and good game them. They definitely have us here. Unfortunate, but you know, it happens. Let's go ahead and jump into game 2, guys. What's up, guys? Before we jump into the next game, I just want to remind you that we send out altars every single month to participating Patreon members. Now, please don't feel pressured, of course, but if you are interested in supporting the channel and picking up some awesome altars every single month, you can check out all the details over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/itresolves. This month, to honor some of the most impactful lands we have ever seen in Magic, we have got the Urza Legendary Land Cycle, including Serra's Sanctum, Tolarian Academy, Phyrexian Tower, and Gaia's Cradle. If you're interested in picking these up, they will be available through the month of November and will be sent to you at the end of the month. As always, guys, we really appreciate the support, and thank you so much for watching the videos. I hope you all enjoy the gameplay. All right, and here we are for our next game. A little bit of a a tricky one here. If we look, we're gonna risk it. This is a really, really risky play. If we get, okay, technically that works. Not great. We needed a white source that was untapped to be able to really take advantage of this. Unfortunately, we did not get it. Does it really matter? Not really. That was unfortunate, but you know, that was a risky keep. I just thought it'd be kind of a fun vibe to try. So they are going to be able to pull that card out of the graveyard. That's fine. Now we get all of the sources. Okay, so let's do this. We're just going to go max value here and get a couple of things onto the field. Okay, another white source. I will take it. So next turn, we can probably just drop the Hollowed Haunting. Alternatively, of course, there's Wedding Announcement, but yeah, they're going to take that Naturalist for sure. That's fair. Okay. Wow, they attacked with this? Definitely just going to take the kill. That was a bit of an odd attack, but I will gladly take it. Interesting. So this is a bit of a tempting play, and I think we will go for it here. So this gets rid of the Brutal Cathar, which also allows us to drop the Wedding Announcement. Now we are losing out on the Hollowed Haunting vibe, but or value here, but we at least get multiple creatures onto the field and get one of theirs off, which is, I think, the most important thing. They're just dumping their hand. Holy crap. Interesting. I actually think I take this block. Not sold on that, I'll be honest. that was a bit of a sketchy play potentially, but I feel like that was probably just the right call. All right, I'm actually gonna go Hollowed Haunting while we still have a lot left on the field to keep us going and a high life total. I feel like getting this down now is probably the best bet. This Peacekeeper is a little bit too late for them. We've got plenty of lands to be able to play our Catilda, so we're really not super worried about this. That's fine. They are just like aggressively attacking. And I don't know if this is correct or not, but we're just going to continuously block. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to play Catilda. That's a big boy. Big girl. Catilda's big. So we'll see what happens. I hope they just keep attacking in, because they're leaving themselves with nothing, like no mana, nothing, which is like kind of a dead giveaway that we can just keep running it. This is nice. We do get another Spirit, which is going to bump up the Catilda, of course. And I think I just attack in. We gain the life back, so like at this point, it's more just deal as much damage as we can, gain the life back. If they want to attack in, that's fine. One thing we do have to consider is, of course, the Hopeful Initiate, but I'm really not overly concerned by that. I will trade if need be. That's not a card I really want to leave onto the field, but all right. Okay. Yep. Lots of triggers, that's for sure. I assume, no, they don't have the mana to do this yet. So we definitely do that. Do I actually... I think we just kill this. I'm not super worried about the other stuff. They only get to trade for one of those, which is nice. Perfect. Let's do this. Just makes it all that much easier, you know what I mean? We'll attack for 8. Yeah, the Hopeful Initiate is really the biggest concern here because of that ability to potentially get more, or get, excuse me, our enchantments off the field. Like, they could easily blow up our circle. But at this point, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, the only thing they would be getting off the field that's scary is, of course, the Catilda. But, like, here we get to gain more life. Our life total really isn't an issue. And there we go. We got the win. That was a pretty straightforward game, honestly. That was great. Let's hope for more of that. Let's go into game 3. All right, guys. Here we are for our third game. And, yeah, this is an easy keep. We've got the Commune turn 1. So we'll just go ahead and fire that one off. Let's see. Is it Weaver or is it Circle? If I knew what we were up against, I would potentially take the Circle, but not knowing, I think the Weaver is probably just the safer bet. Looks like mono black, which is Not fun, but not the end of the world. Let's see. Sorry for the dog in the background, by the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. It's very possible that they get to a point where they just don't have many threats, so I think this is probably better. We'll see. Cool. Fine by me. Let's get you down. Let's get you down. And let's get you down. So what this does is get the naturalist out of range of a cut down in particular. Now, obviously they could still have a million other things, but this is probably just the most important. I think we just get rid of commune, right? Like we've got 2 spirited companions here that we're gonna be able to drop down. So this seems pretty straightforward. We'll play 1, activate this to draw 2 cards for basically 2 mana. And there we go, we got the win. That was amazing. That was super, super quick. Obviously just a lot of value there. That was a perfect start, so fantastic. We got plenty of time. Let's go to a game 4. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 4. Now, this hand is actually vastly similar to the hand that I believe we had in game 2, but I don't think we can keep this one. The reason being we can't play the commune, so I think we have to send it back. I do think we probably just keep this. The question becomes, what do we throw back? And it might just be the commune. As much as I don't want to, I feel like that might be the safest bet. It probably is actually one of the 2 drops, but nice. Okay. We are just gonna throw this down. Let's see. It is creature, so we do have to hit a creature, not the etching. All right, we'll see what we can do here. Wedding announcement should be pretty helpful. It might be a bit slow, but it should be fairly helpful against this. Let's throw you down. I would really love to commune and make sure that we can get another land here. But I think we kind of have to get that off the field at this point. Like, this is mono red, so we can't really take chances. We have to push out as much of the removal pieces as we can. Interesting. They have a wooded ridgeline. Did not expect that. Okay. Cool. This should be interesting. All right, so let's do this. Whoops. Let's go Jukai Naturalist, and let's go Weaver. And if they attack, I think we can probably trade off the Naturalist as much as I don't want to. There's 2 ways we can kind of outclass mono red. One is just to gain enough life for it to not really matter. The Naturalist certainly helps with that. Alternatively, we can just outvalue them, and again, the Naturalist helps with that, but it's very difficult to know specifically which is the right call. They do only have 2 cards in hand, so it is pretty important for us to consider that. This is definitely frustrating because they will be able to make it so we just can't block, which is obviously not good. What they can't do, though, is keep us from attacking with a Naturalist, because chances are they won't have enough to really make that worth it. So we'll see what we can do. All right, so Hollowed Haunting is definitely an interesting one. I think we need to play now before we attack in, because they very easily could have a lightning strike. So this feels like the safest bets. Let's go ahead and pull a Plains. This will give us Wedding Announcement, mana. They clearly have something they could play. Ooh, I don't know what just happened. All right, let's go ahead and throw that Wedding Announcement out there. And I will... So at this point, do we just attack with both, knowing that they're probably going to make it so both can't block? Yeah, I think we probably do. So we're going to deal 5, gain 3, potentially. We're going to play with fire. Okay. Annoying. We gain 2. We get a creature here. Or excuse me, we draw a card here. Duh, of course. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Hopefully they don't have just a straight burn spell. Oh, 6, 7, 8. Totally forgot about that. All right. Well, here we go. Yeah, that's fine. We're still alive, technically. Let's see. I think we just throw you and then we bring you back to draw a card. Seems like the safest bet. I'm gonna commune. Circle of Confinement is super helpful here. Okay, so that's actually really, really good. Okay, so let's Circle of Confinement. That is going to hit you. This has Flying and Vigilance and Lifelink, and we get another 1/1. So basically we just have to hope they don't have a burn spell. If they have a Lightning Strike, we are dead. Play with Fire, we're not dead. This is like a very odd scenario. We might have just made it work, but we will see. I think we just double block and try and kill this. If they have a burn spell, they have a burn spell, but I think we just try and double kill it. Excellent. Okay. Whew, okay. Are we still here? Let's play Weaver. Awesome. Let's commune, I suppose. I mean, I guess we just take this. We can't play it yet, but like, that's fine. All right, we attack in, we gain some more life, and now I'm feeling a lot safer because we have got one heck of a board against not really much on their end. So, feeling pretty good. They deal 1, that's fine. If they attack in. Really? Okay. Sure. What could they even have? Did they good game us? Good game? All right, sick, we did it. Guys, that's gonna be our last game. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Guys, let's talk about this deck. Okay, so again, first things first, guys, this week is meta week. We are trying some of those top tier 1 decks that have been around for quite some time, point and proven. We know they are good decks. So the question isn't, is this a good deck? The question is, what happens to this after the meta changes, right? Thankfully, a lot of the pieces are still going to be, I think, pretty good. So I don't really think we'll see this deck go down in popularity too much. What I'm curious about, though, and I'll be honest, I don't know the card pool for the Brothers War as well as I should at this point. What I'm curious is what tools this will get, or if any. It may not get very many because this is going to be an artifact-focused set. We do expect that obviously some new synergies are going to be coming out of this that we haven't yet seen, as with any set, but I think this one more so than maybe some of the most recent ones. And so I'm kind of curious to see where this actually lands in the meta post Brothers War. Obviously, it'll take a handful of weeks to settle all that out. And so I'm not expecting to see that change happen overnight or anything like that, of course. But I do think this deck, obviously, with a good solid starting hand, can do the work it needs to do to win the game. Does that pan out with the Brothers War? I'm not really sure yet. I just have no clue, but I'm really excited to see it. And hopefully it gets a couple new tools. Again, I need to go through that card list and like just see where some of those those major cards are that can help fit into current strategies. I haven't done too much of that quite yet, so I'm excited to jump into that. And again, this weekend we'll obviously have some openings, things like that. Guys, I do wish you the best of luck this weekend with the pre-release coming, with the new set coming. I think it's going to be a really good one. Don't forget, we have a giveaway going on right now. You can enter by subscribing here on YouTube. There's some other ways you can do so as well. I encourage you, check out the video on our landing page. We also have an article on our website if you would like to see all the details. It would really mean a lot to us if you would join that giveaway because you are joining the community. It's completely free to do it, but you do get to enter to win a full draft booster box of the new set. So definitely check out all the details, guys. I really appreciate all the support as always. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic Wednesday. I'll see you guys again very soon.